Hello friends, you're watching FTV Daily at kanina napag-usapan natin yung pag-gather-gather na. Besides, napupunuin natin ang ating hapagkainan for the Noche Buena is...
Rapid test.
Hindi bagay. You might want to rapid test just in case you are gathering with more than just your own household. Just, play it safe.
Yeah. Para we'll peace of mind na rin sa lahat. Kasi kung ikaw man, like, feeling mo hindi ka, malakas ka or yung iba, iba yung nararamdaman. Yeah. So, empathetic.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? Like, I can't blame people for wanting to gather, especially when they have babies. When they have babies, new additions to the family, you stare at your new human and you're like, where did this person come from?
Sila yung bida, no?
Yeah, the center of attention, of course. And the journey of the parents is something that's like incredible in itself. But, after the birth, sometimes it takes a while before the body bounces back.
Yeah, so to speak. Kinda like me.
I don't think this particularly concerns the dad, but, I've had 4 pregnancies, right? And they're all different. Some with epidurals, some no epidurals, one emergency C-section. And more often than not, my body is able to bounce back. But after the 4 pregnancies, I realize, sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, okay, is that a normal mom pouch? That what they call? Or is it because I love my carbs too much? Or is it something else? So this is something that, is bothering some moms, and not just moms, a lot of moms. Okay, for the dads, it's probably beer belly. So don't worry about that too much. You can just, exercise your way out of it. But we actually have Becky Choi right now via Zoom, and she is a diastasis recti exercise specialist. Welcome to the show, Becky.
Thank you so much for having me, Anne.
Hi. And so how did you start this journey of yours when it comes to postpartum fitness?
Yeah, absolutely. I was one of those typical skinny Asian girl. Weight was never my problem, and I never had to exercise. I could eat whatever I wanted, and I still wouldn't gain much weight. But that all changed after having my baby in 2016. I gained about 40 pounds during my pregnancy, and even a few months later, I was still about 25 pounds overweight. I felt okay though, because maybe that's how mom's supposed to look like, to be a bit bigger size and having that belly. I thought it was normal. But like you say, right, and earlier, like you were looking at the mirror. I was looking at the mirror. I'm like, I couldn't recognize that person in front of the mirror. I was just feeling like, that's not me. And then I also saw my pre-baby dresses collecting dust in the closet. I was like, I did feel really upset. And then one day I went to a friend's birthday party, and how did she look so good already? Like she just gave birth around the same time as I did. And then so I'm like, I got to do something, right? I had to do something. I wanted to show up better for my kids. I wanted to be that fun and energetic moms for my children, for my family, and not having to have being sluggish and just like being at home and doing nothing. So that's how I started my fitness journey in the living room in my house.
And then so this diastasis recti, it's not something that's common knowledge, especially to moms. So it surprises them and it shocks them that their body didn't really snap back into form as you expect it to. So what is diastasis recti exactly?
Yeah, for sure. So then, so I was working out at home, and at that time, I didn't even know what diastasis recti was. And for viewers here, probably they don't even know, haven't even heard of this term before. So I was working out, and I lost a lot of weight, 25 pounds. And I was looking at myself, and how come my belly still look like it's protruding? Like I lost weight all over my body except for the belly. And so I asked around, and it turns out it was a medical condition called diastasis recti. So basically, it's an abdominal separations. So what happened is when you were pregnant, your core muscles grow to grow the growing baby inside. And that core muscles never went back in its place where it should be after you give birth. And so for some moms, it would have a separations by finger gaps or by centimeters. So when I found out I had diastasis, it was about 4.5 finger gap where you can feel the muscles in the core. And so it was pretty severe.
And then, so you tested it yourself or someone had to test you? Like, is it possible for us to figure it out ourselves and then ask for help? Or what do we do?
Yeah. Yes, for sure. So you could have your OB or healthcare provider to check it for you, but it's also very simple to do a self-check on yourself. You just lie on the floor and lift your head up. And then you'll be able to put your fingers around that belly buttons area. And when you gently press it down a bit, you will be able to feel a gap between the core muscles. And sometimes it might be one finger, which is really normal after having a baby. Sometimes 2, 3, 4, and like you can even sometimes fit the whole fingers, or the whole palm into that belly buttons area and where you feel the muscles hugging you. And it's called the diastasis recti or abdominal separation. So it's definitely, you could do it a self-check by lying on the floor, lifting your head off the floor like a mini crunch, and then you can feel that muscles yourself. But if you're not sure, but the healthcare provider should be able to check it for you.
So it sounds a little bit freaky.
Yes, but how does it come back though? Like,
yes, it is.
A way to come back.
So what do you do then? So let's say you find out you do have the condition, and then how do we contact somebody like you and maybe get on that exercise program, because it will hopefully we can do something about it without I don't think, is there surgery for that? How do we rectify the situation?
Yeah, so I wouldn't go for that surgery right away, although that was something that was recommended to me when I found out I had the diastasis recti. I would definitely start off with some gentle exercises specifically for your situations, for your fitness level, for your diastasis recti conditions, and also other common related postpartum conditions like hernia, pelvic floor prolapses. So those are really common conditions. And based on where you're at, you wanted to just start gently with your body, with breathing, with being able to engage your core muscles, and then progressively load your body to more advanced exercises. And if after all these efforts, let's say 6 months, a year, and you still made no progress and like you just don't feel good about yourself, that's where maybe, you could talk to your doctor about perhaps getting a surgery done, or maybe there are other underlying issues that maybe you weren't aware of.
So during your journey, what did you do with your diet as well? Because of course, I mean, we can exercise, but if we're still pigging out, I don't know if that's going to cancel the exercise. And you're trying
sure.
And also, should we not do sit-ups? Because I'm scared now. If it's if it's a little bit separated, does sit-ups make it worse, or does it help?
Yeah. So there are lots of information floating around in the internet saying you should do this or you shouldn't do that. So in my opinions, you wanted to make sure you're generating good tensions in the core muscles. So sometimes when you're lifting, you like doing a crunch, you might see doming in that abdominal region. You might see like a mountain forming on your belly, and that's called doming or bulging. And that's something that's telling me that you're not able to generate tension, like the core muscles aren't strong enough yet to hold you to do a crunch. However, maybe you only have a mild diastasis recti and you lift your core up, you have good core engagement, your core muscles are responding to you, and you're not doming. Definitely, you wanted to challenge yourself with harder core exercises. You can't just do the same thing over and over again, expect that it would get any better. So yes. So I would say yes and no to crunches. It depends on when you do it, how you execute exercises. That matters.
Perfect. And then, so Becky, how do moms find you? Because I'm pretty sure once you've experienced, healing yourself, that's exactly what you did, right? Like you shared that information. Now you're coaching moms, And, you know, you found your calling, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. So how do we find you and join your program?
Yeah, you can find me on my Instagram. I'm always there. It's at Becky Choi _. You can have all these informations I share on my Instagram, how to heal your diastasis, what are the first steps. Yeah, that's really where I hang out a lot. You can also send me a message in the DM and just telling me and chat with me about your situation, so then I can guide you to the right path.
Perfect. Maybe down the road, we can have like moms send us questions because, you know, every person's journey is different. And, you know, maybe sometimes they're just freaking out over nothing. Maybe, you know, maybe their body, you have to give your body a little bit of time to really, you know, heal by itself before you try to intervene and, you know, do something about it.
Yes.
But thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope to have you back on our show, Becky, and more power to you and your business.
Thank you so much for having me, Anne. Thank you.
Take care. At magbabalik po ang FTV Daily.